Guess what I've been doing today? No, I haven't actually been with children today. I've been with adults today, but as an NLP for Kids trainer, and that's why I'm wearing this rather fetching jumper and looking knackered. All right, children and young people, here is my message for you today. I want to talk to you about resilience. Some of you will have heard of this word. Resilience is your ability to get yourself up, dust yourself off, and crack on with life with a smile on your face, even after something has come along and slapped you down good and hard. So resilience isn't about not having bad stuff happen to you. Resilience is not about being brave and putting on a brave face when something unpleasant happens to you. Resilience is about your ability to get yourself straightened out and back on your feet and good to go again as quickly as possible after something bad happens. Now, in the work that I do, very often I'm asked to go into schools or colleges or wherever and teach young people resilience. And I'm going to let you in on a secret. Come a bit closer. Bit closer. That's too far. All right, so here is the secret that I have to share with you about resilience. Resilience is like a muscle. It is like a muscle that you might want to build up if you were getting fit. So let's say that you had arms like me, where there's a little bit of flesh that wobbles around when you move it because the muscle isn't toned up. In order for me to grow proper muscles here, I'm going to have to do some exercise. And I'm going to have to really push myself. I'm going to be lifting weights or whatever else it is that I might do in order to get that muscle formed in my arm. But with the growing of that muscle, with that exercise, that stretch, there is very often discomfort. Speak to anyone who does a decent circuit at the gym. If you do a good job in the gym, the next day, your body can be a little bit on the achy side. And even if it doesn't ache the next day, very often when you're doing the exercising, there is going to be some stretch. Let's call it a stretch. Your body's going to feel like it's been stretched a little bit. And the same is true of developing resilience. Resilience isn't necessarily like a set of things that you can think or learn. It's not like you could come and see me and I would say, right, to be resilient, do this, do this, do this. I could give you some ideas about what it's made of, and I could give you some strategies to be able to cope with tricky stuff. But real, true resilience comes from having a rough time sometimes. When you go through difficulty, and you get better from it, what you teach your brain is that you can cope with tricky things. And later when you're faced with a similar tricky thing, even though it might still feel horrible at the time, deep down your brain will know, we've got through this before, we can get through it again. And you will develop a slightly thicker skin, so that you maybe don't feel the pain to the same degree, or it doesn't last for as long a period of time as it did before, so that, you know, the nasty bit is shorter than it was before. So resilience is something that you grow in yourself. It's not something really that you can learn for yourself. You can learn a few bits and pieces, but real, true, organic, let's call it organic resilience, like you've grown it within yourself like a little tomato. That kind of resilience comes from you having tough times in life from time to time. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I think it's easy to shy away from the tough stuff sometimes. Sometimes we like to just keep ourselves safe and comfortable and not step out of our comfort zone, or maybe avoid doing things that we haven't done before because we're not too sure how it's going to work out. Sometimes we avoid doing things that, even though if it worked out would be really positive, it might seem a bit risky, and we don't want to have to face the failure or rejection that might come along. Well, listen, do it anyway. Do those things that maybe aren't 100% guaranteed to work out in your favour, because if you fail, you will get feedback, you will get learning, you will have an opportunity to grow. And that's where your resilience muscles can really start to get exercised and begin to grow. As you get older, and the older young people watching this will know it, as you get older, you can look back on your life at some of the tricky stuff that's happened. And even though it might be years and years and years and years ago that it happened, you can look back very often and go, I'm kind of glad that thing happened. Or that thing taught me this and I need that now. So sometimes the rough stuff can give us the best learning experiences for later on. So some of the stuff that you've experienced now, you might be thinking, I don't know how that is useful to me. You don't know yet. There's still a lot more future to come up where it's going to come in handy. So take those opportunities to be uncomfortable from time to time, because when you do, your resilience muscles will grow. And later on, when you're faced with other challenges, which are almost but not exactly the same, like they've got some similarities, you will find that you are much better at dealing with them because you'd put in the work earlier to face up to the tricky stuff before. So that is my message to you for this month. It was a pleasure speaking to you, as it always is. And if you find these videos useful, then please leave me a little hello or something in the comments box below. Give this video a like by thumbs upping it. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel by click the red subscribe button. But for now, that is all I have to say to you. I will see you again next month. I love you. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye.